it's time to set up our targeting and finally to start drive traffic to our landing page. And now I know I've been saying that for the past 2-3 videos, but now it's time, really. So the first thing we need to do here is to check our landing page, meaning open your landing page, the start of the quiz, make sure everything works fine, copy this URL, open it in a new tab. Command Shift and N is my new tab, or you can, if you're on a Windows machine, Control Shift and N on your keyboard. Paste your URL here and make sure that everything works just fine. So hit enter. Let me hit enter. We have this little badge here on the bottom right corner from System.io, but you can remove that from the settings in System.io. Then what we need to do, read everything, read your landing page, make sure it's mobile responsive, meaning if I drag this window and I'm going to shrink it here by hovering over the edge, I'm going to shrink this to make sure it looks okay on a mobile device. Okay, you can do this from System.io as well. I showed you this in my first videos. Looks good. Let's open it again. Read everything. How to build your energy stockpile, get DIY solar panel guide for free. Just complete the quiz below. And then, okay, so they're going to get a free DIY solar panel guide. And I told you I'm going to show you how to get this guide for free. We're going to do it later in the video. But for now, let's click here for the survey. Okay, question number 1, make sure everything works fine. Yes, yes. Of course, I haven't changed the logo, but I'm just trying to save some time. So no. Okay, get our free DIY solar panel guide for just watching our video. And you can actually state this on the front page. So on the front page, we say complete this quiz and watch our video to get the free DIY guide. That means they're going to be obligated to watch the video, which is the ClickBank video, in order to get the free DIY guide. So let's make sure it redirects, and I don't think it's going to be redirecting because in the last video, not the last but the one before, I deleted the meta refresh, if you remember. So maybe I have to do it, I have to put the meta refresh. So let's try watch the video now, and this email is invalid. Interesting. Robert, the System.io is smart, so if people decide to put a dummy email, it's not going to let them. So click watch, email address invalid, please check Gmail. Okay, basically what System.io does is checks if there is such an email. So Robert21, is there a Robert21 on Gmail? No. Okay, let's try my email, ross@surreal LLC. This is my email. Surreal LLC. Not, what do you mean not? Is invalid. Why it's invalid? Surreal LLC. Oh, I have 3 L's, and I do have 3 L's. Oh, it's not it's com. My bad. So now it should go. Watch the video. Perfect. You see, basically this is in your favor. System.io checks for emails. If people try to put a stupid email just to watch the video and get the guide, System.io will not let them do that, which is insanely cool. When I thought it's an kind of error, like issue from the actual tool, and I hit up the support and they told me no, it's not an error, it's not bug, this is real. We check the email with the provider if they're really such an email. So perfect, we landed on this landing page. So let's go back to the first page, which is this one. Okay, let's keep this, or maybe I'm gonna close that. And now let's go back to the ads manager, and now we're going to start setting up the targeting. First thing, create. On the left side, click this button, and then what we need to do is, instead of page likes this time, click X, and we need to create new campaign here on the left side. Click create a new campaign, and I told you we want to go with conversions only. This is what Facebook will optimize to find people who want to buy products. So click conversions, and click continue. Now here from the objective, where it says campaign budget optimization. We're going to talk about later on, maybe the next video with the actual ads. So leave that off for now. Your campaign name your campaign as something like Sower or whatever the offer you're promoting. Sower DIY, and usually what I name my campaign is where I'm advertising and what is the interest. So let's say so in this example, I'm going to start with worldwide, so www dash and interest. So we're going to find interests. So right now I don't have any, but I'm going to soon have some. So we're going to change this name, but now click next here at the right bottom corner. Let's go. And here is one of the most important parts on Facebook. I mean, the ad is also important, but okay. So I see that Facebook pixel is not created. You can create one pixel for tracking. So I have to connect the pixel again. So let me do that. Continue. Why it's not okay? Continue with what I was doing. Okay, perfect. So because I'm using multiple ad accounts to showing you the stuff, so that's why it wasn't created. But in the ad set, let's leave the name like that. We need conversions. We need website conversions because we're going to be using our website. Now, where it says pixel, I just created a new one real quick, but you should see your pixel that you have created and you have hooked up to your site and ClickBank. So click choose event, and from the events, scroll down and find purchase. We want to optimize for purchases. Okay, like that. And now, the next thing is dynamic creative. This is kind of a more advanced, but this is really what is going to optimize and is going to actually make you more money. So let's do the dynamic ads. Click this on. Okay, how to create ads using dynamic creatives, blah blah blah. You can read that. Then click continue. Okay, now this is on. The next step is the budget. So for the budget, usually I start with $20 or 25, and sometimes I put 40 and 45 bucks per ad set. So you can start with 20. You can even start with 10 or 15. But it's going to it's not going to get enough data. Sometimes it does, but most of the cases it doesn't. So I'd recommend the lowest you start is 15 bucks. So start with 15 bucks per day, daily budget, the start date, and scroll down to now where it says audience. So for audience, what we need to do, pretty much, because from ClickBank, the first thing is location. I mean, the first thing is custom audience. Here is where we're going to be using lookalike audiences later on, but right now just leave it blank. But for location, pretty much ClickBank offers are allowed in all around the world because it's a digital product. So basically everybody from any point of the world can purchase the product because these are, like I said, digital products. So usually what I do here, I create two different ad sets. I mean, the same ad set. I duplicate the one I'm going to be creating, and I set up different locations. So let me show how it's done, by the way. I'm going to first create a worldwide ad set. So click edit, and again choose worldwide. Okay, worldwide region, like that. Perfect. Now we have worldwide. So everybody is around the world will see our ads. But what we want to do, the age range. Back in the day, I used to split test different age groups in different ad sets. So one of my ad sets would be 18 to 25 or to 24. Then another ad set would be 24 to 35. Let me scroll. Okay, so I'm basically going to split test different age groups, but that was 2-3 years ago. I mean, some people are still using it, but what I figured, the Facebook pixel and the entire AI is getting so smart nowadays that really I don't even need to split ages. And for me, it's been very profitable with leaving the open age 18 to 65. So I leave Facebook to find alone the potential people. And this is true. So the more room you give to Facebook, the better. It's going to you basically leave Facebook to find people for you. You don't do any job here. So leave ages 18 to 65. Genders, again, back in the day I used to create 2 ad sets. One is going to be for females and one for men, but now I just leave it on Facebook. So Facebook, like I said, is very smart nowadays, and I leave Facebook to predict which one are going to be more profitable for me. Now, the detailed targeting. Click edit, and here is where we're going to start kind of doing some more brainstorming. This is where we define, this is what we have to define to Facebook, so Facebook knows which people should see our ads. Here, the first thing you need to do is where it says detailed targeting expansion, deselect this one. We don't need the reach. This is going to, come on, deselected. We don't need that right now. So what we need to do in the targeting options, now we have to start typing keywords related to our product, or to start brainstorming which people or what kind of people will be interested in, let's say in our example, DIY solar panels. And the first thing that comes to my mind is people who are interested in solar energy. So let's say if we have an interest solar energy, do we have that? So here on the right side, you see it says fields of study. I'm going to zoom in. We don't want that. We want interest. So you see the third one is actually interest. This one, interest. 146 million people are interested in solar energy. So let's select this interest. So I'm going to show you what we're going to do. I'm going to highlight this keyword. I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to open my notepad. This is where you leave this is your handy book where you put everything. So we have ads, and then above them I'm going to put interests to target. There we go. The first interest is solar energy. We found this one, perfect. Then the next one, when you select an interest in Facebook, you can click suggestions, and Facebook will start trying to find similar audiences related to your search term. So let's click suggestions, and we can see solar power. It's related to solar energy. So solar panel, okay, solar panel, renewable energy, energy conservation, efficient energy. So what I recommend is select a bunch of these interests. So let's go with solar energy, and then I'm going to click solar panel, because solar panel is even more related to solar energy, right? To DIY solar panels, because it is a solar panel, right? So solar energy is kind of a more broad term, and as we can see, actually, let's deselect this one. We have 160 million people interested in solar energy, but if I just select solar panel, let's see, we will have, let me deselect this one, we will have just 35 million people, much less than the previous term, because this one is more related to our actually niche and our product. So solar panel is actually more related than just solar energy. I'm going to copy this, and then I'm going to come back to my file here. I'm going to paste this, so we have broad term, more specific term, and then if you like I said, brainstorm. If you remember, brainstorm what kind of search terms, what kind of people would be interested in solar energy and DIY solar panel. So what I usually do, if I can't find these keywords, the first thing is I go to the affiliate members area for the product. As you can see, this is the one, if you remember, for the Backyard Revolution, and I try to look for if they have a keyword file that we downloaded, if you remember. So some offers, some vendors, they do have the keyword files and some don't. And in our case, we had the file, so we downloaded it. I'm going to open it in just a second. But then what I usually do, I screen all the email swipes they have for keywords to find if there is an audience kind of tip here that I can get. So let's read this. Thousands of people are already using this simple method, and they just don't know it. So they're throwing thousands of dollars out the window because they don't know how how to do it efficiently. This isn't about hashed up secret. Okay, we've read that. Did you know that most families spend over $2,000 per year on their energy bills? Well, it's true. My question is, what if you could cut that bill by half? More than half? Would it be interested? Okay, so I can't find any good keywords here. But what I do after that, I go to Google, and let's say I'm doing a solar, like I'm going to do the example for our offer. So what I do is I type why people go solar, enter. Why people go solar, and here I have 7 reasons why people go solar. I usually look for the reasons. So 5 tips, 7 reasons, 10 reasons to go solar. So let's see this one, 10 reasons to go solar. And then I also type who go solar. So I want to see the group of the people why go solar, top 10 reasons to go solar. Who wants to go solar, why go solar. Or I can also type, so let me think of how or can you go solar, can you go, or why to go solar, why to go solar. Okay, again, why to go solar. So go solar, top 10 benefits, solar energy, protect against rising energy costs, increase your property value. So property value, another good keyword. Boost US energy independence. So energy independence is good keyword. We can even use this on our lenders. Be energy independent, increase your property value. So usually what I would do, I would copy everything and paste it to my whatever good keywords I can find or materials. So I can just, at the top, I can just put random text, just like that, and paste what I have. Okay. Earn a great return on your investment, rising energy costs, property value. Perfect. I can go to my lender actually. Where is my lender? Okay, this is the solar. And we can edit the lender and say, we can state this, because this is how we're going to be talking to people. Why go solar? Top 2 reasons to go solar. Let's see this one. Okay, reduce operating cost. Good reason. Good return on investment, environmental leadership, tax advantages. Good. Energy cost stability, improved property values, reduce carbon footprint, limited maintenance, flexible financing incentives are running out. Okay, this is the method that I do. I look for different keywords, but also look at the actual offer. So go to the offer page, let's read everything. Backyard revolution area, attention if you have blah blah blah, why promote us, hot training, ready, let's go, get going. We use ClickBank. Okay, they don't have any more materials here, but we know that this is a DIY device, basically how to create your own solar panel. So, and this is actually how our page is already called. So we now know that people who are interested in DIY, do it yourself, might be interested in this solar panel. So I'm going to deselect this one and I'm going to type DIY. Let's see if we have an audience, and I'm pretty sure we do have. Okay, there we go. Do it yourself. Perfect. Do it yourself. This is an audience of 540 million people all around the world. It's pretty big audience. Do it yourself. Let me see if I'm not mistaken something or I'm forgetting something. Oh yeah, I forgot something. Actually, I haven't forgotten, but this comes last. But to reduce this audience, I mean, the audience of 540 million people is good. Back in the day, if I saw 500 million people, I would be screaming. I would be like, oh my gosh, I would be afraid, because this was a lot of people that I could spend my money on and not get any return on investment. But nowadays, like I said, the Facebook pixel is very smart, so it's actually limiting your loss. So you basically are not going to lose money, because Facebook will start will try to find you the best people who are interested in your product among all of these 540 million people. But to refine this audience, like I said before, go to languages, click edit, and we're going to select just English, and this should reduce from 500 million to less number, to a smaller number. So let's type English O, and let's see what we have here. Okay, half. It reduced by half, from 500 million to 200. I mean 500 something to 208. Perfect. We have DIY, do it yourself. Okay, copy. I'm gonna copy this audience. So let's paste it here. Solar energy. So now what we can do is I can even start refining this audience even more, because I want people who are interested in do-it-yourself, DIY, but also who are interested in not any DIY, but solar panels DIY projects. So what I want to do is I can click narrow this audience, and I'm going to click, you see what it says here? And must also match this rule. Basically, we're creating rules for Facebook. The first rule is Facebook. We tell Facebook, hey Facebook, find me people who are interested in DIY, do-it-yourself projects, but also these people must match my second rule, which is going to be a solar panel. So let's see how many people we will have. It's going to be much smaller number. So solar panel, let's refine this audience. Beautiful, look at that, 13 million people. This is a perfect audience to start your journey. To start, 13 million people is the best. Then after you start making at least $1,000 to $2,000 a day, I mean maybe $500 to $1,000 a day, let's say, then you need a bigger audience. And then you can, after your pixel starts getting a lot of data, then you can just remove the second rule and leave only people who are interested in DIY. So Facebook has a bigger window to find more people who can buy your product. But now what we just did, we created a rule that, like I said, again, I'm repeating myself many times, but just want to make sure you're getting it. We selected an interest, do it yourself, and then we selected another interest, solar panel. So these both must match, and as we saw, we have 13 million people. This is one type of finding perfect audiences. And then again, like I said, brainstorm. I can, like we saw from this website, let's see here, return on investment and tax advantages. And by the way, who wants to install their solar panels? Well, home owners, right? Like people who have homes, houses. So let's try another audience here down below. I mean, you can, I'm just going to do it for the sake of the video. So let's just type here home owner. Do we have homeowners here? Home ownership, nope. I mean, back in the day we used to have homeowners. Now they don't allow us to do the home. I mean, let's try. Let's click browse. So let's click browse here, and then let's go to interests, and then business, entertainment, family, and relationship. Let's try this one. Dating, family, marriage. Okay, I don't see home ownership, parenting, friendship, family. Fitness and wellness, hobby, sports, technology. Okay, we don't see that anymore. Facebook removed that from their platform. I don't know why. Back in the day, we used to have an interest that says homeowners, so it's not here anymore. But let's try to see behaviors. We don't have it. Purchase behaviors, experts, consumer, blah blah blah. Okay, we don't have that anymore. What about demographics, education, relationship, work? No, we don't have it. But let's see if we can find house owners. House owner or household? No. Home. Let's try just home. Home. Oh, actually we have home improvement. Pretty good one. Home appliance, not that much. Home video, home repair. And we have to just scroll through all of these. Home escape. Nope. Let's see if they have electricity. You know, people who want to build their DIY solar panel, they want to reduce their electricity. But it's very broad. Electricity, power, charge, bicycle, electricity generator. Wow. You see, we have 27 million people interested in electricity generator. This is actually a pretty good audience. because we're basically generating electricity with the solar panel. So let's click this, and I'm going to electric generator, click this. I'm going to highlight and copy this interest, and I'm going to go back to my notes. I'm going to paste this, and I'm basically collecting different interests so I can use. So if I remove the solar panel, let's see if our audience here from 22 million people will drop, because we have, again, the rule. We're telling Facebook, hey Facebook, find me people who are interested in do-it-yourself, but also these people must match the second rule, which is electric generator without the solar panel. Let's see. Oh, perfect. We have 12 million people, another audience. So let's go with that. Now I'm going to go to my files, and I'm going to separate the best interests that I have found. And this is do-it-yourself. I don't need solar energy, I just need solar panel. So these are the 3 top audiences that I have found, and I have layered them one by one. So we have a layered targeting. This is called layering. So what we're going to do, we're going to create one ad set with this layering, with do-it-yourself and electric generator, and then another ad set with another interest. And then if you have found more interests, then you can layer them like with more and more and more interests, like that. So this is going to be the first ad set. Scroll down, do-it-yourself electric engineer. Scroll down, we have English people who speak English, and then we come to placements. So placements, I used to play around a lot with the placements. That was 2 years ago, but now Facebook, like I said, is very, very smart, and usually I leave this on automatic. But let me show you, it's worth split testing if you want to split test. And sometimes I do split test by clicking the manual placement right here. And usually what I do, I deselect Messenger, because Messenger usually it loses your money. Messenger never converts for cold audiences. So Messenger is good for retargeting or remarketing. People who have already seen your brand. And this is what I would do sometimes. I would create an ad set, create an ad, and I'm gonna target people who have seen, and this you can do this with Facebook in the targeting right here. I can say, you know what, instead of detailed targeting with the custom audience right here, I can click here and go to my custom audiences, but I have none here because I have 0, and I can select page views. And remember, we installed the Facebook pixel on our website as a page views. So I can tell Facebook, hey Facebook, people who have viewed my website, show them, send them a message. And this is perfect because they already know you, they already have seen your website, and then I deselect everything and I say just the messenger. You know, only people who have seen my website, send them a message, and now it will convert much, much more than if you're just a stranger. Think for yourself. In your messenger, when you see like a stranger ad, do you click on this ad, right? I don't. I mean, sometimes I do. Actually, most of the times I do, because I'm a marketer. I want to see what they're advertising and what their funnel is. So, but as a regular person, your messenger is a private place. So you don't want to see something that you don't know. So use messenger only for retargeting or remarketing. So let's deselect that. And usually audience network pretty much never converts for me, and it has been like that for years. But let's leave it. Again, I said Facebook will predict which one is going to convert more. Now, leave everything like it is here. Again, before I used to split test between feeds, news feed, the Instagram feed, the marketplace, the video feed, right column. I would deselect right column. I would deselect marketplace. But now everything is done automatically. I mean, even though you still have these options, Facebook actually predicts which placements are going to be the best for you. So I usually leave them now open like that. The only thing that I would change is, and this is not in all ad sets, in just some ad sets I would change it, and in some I would just leave it. And I'm going to split test. So create an ad set, and let me show you. So click show more options, this thing. When you scroll down, you see devices. So when you click edit, you see this option here where it says only when connected to Wi-Fi. So I usually, on some of the ad sets that I create, I'll check mark this option, and here is why. This option will prevent Facebook to show your ads and spend money, your money, to people who are not connected to Wi-Fi. And here is an example. Let's say you're on the bus, or let's say a person is on the bus and they're scrolling to their Facebook feed and they see your ad. They will never buy. Who buys on the bus, right? They're not going to pull out their credit card and buy your product immediately. So that's why I'm even now I'm still using it only when connected to Wi-Fi. That means the person is going to be at office or at home connected to the Wi-Fi, where they can actually take their credit card and purchase the product. But when this option is not selected, Facebook will show your ads even to people who are, let's say, snowboarding in the mountain. They're not going to buy your product. They're just on a 3G or 4G or now even 5G. They're just scrolling to their newsfeed, or maybe people are in the club, they're bored, or they're on a birthday party and they're still bored and they're scrolling through the Facebook feed. You got the point. So that's a good option to have, only when connected to Wi-Fi. And then let's scroll down, and this is more advanced, and brand safety, block links, we don't need that. But the optimization and delivery, this is more advanced, so I'm going to leave it empty. You don't need that right now. You need this only when you start making at least $1,000 and more in conversions. Probably I'm gonna shoot more videos about the optimization and delivery, but when you start making at least $1,000, shoot me an email and we can have a talk. And I'm not gonna charge you. Don't worry. We're just gonna have a talk and I can explain how to optimize that. So let's just go back to the targeting. Make sure everything is perfect. So do it yourself, electric generator, everything is set up. We don't have the messenger, and make sure everything is perfect. And what we want to do, the last step before we continue, is choose your interest. So do it yourself, DIY plus electric generator. Go back to the top and change the name of the ad set. This is going to be www.worldwide-english DIY do it yourself plus, not dash, plus electric generator. There we go, like that, electric generator. So make everything very understandable. Name your stuff to be very, very understandable, so you understand what you're doing. So click next, and once you click next, you're going to be redirected to the place where, let me click next so I can show you, to the place where you're going to be creating your first ad. And here we're going to start setting up the ad, and this is going to be in our next video. Okay, see you in the next video.